Hey guys, I am not tech savvy. I'm trying to share a screen so I can show you guys how to do this process. And I have Memorial Day hair. It's not the best. So anyway, I put a link on the page to see if you guys can go to this, where you can go on the actual app so you can see the drawing, but that doesn't seem to be working either. So we're going to do this really old school. I don't even know if anybody's even watching because it's a holiday and I don't blame you. Okay. So let's see. Oop. All right. I guess we are live still. All right. So you guys are just tuning in. I'm having super bad technical difficulties with my computer. So we're going to go like super old school here. Unless I can get the other link to work. There's a link on the page that you guys could click. It won't let me go live with a screen share on Facebook for some reason. And yeah, I'm not tech savvy. So, the dye process, when you're working with your clients, you want to be able to create a design that is compatible with your dog as well as the client's needs. Considering that you can't just dye a dog and show that person, you know, hey, do you like this? You don't want to do all that work. So creating a drawing and establishing what's going to work on your animal is the best idea to do it. I want to make this where you guys can see it. So I'm going to try, since I can't get the screen share option to work on here. Unless now it's going to. Okay. So I use, if you guys have an iPad, I use Adobe. I miss you too, Lindsay. I need tech-savvy people in my life because I cannot figure out screen share. This is bullshit. All right, so I use Adobe Fresco, which you start off with an outline. Hello, guys, of your kiddo. So I'm going to figure out, this is so funny. I suck with technology. You can also do this old school route and just sketch. So I start off with an outline like this. And just to show you guys what I created for my client, I created this kiddo. So, this is the app. I'm so scatterbrained, guys. So Adobe, it looks like this, Adobe Fresco. So you go onto your app, you click, and I will send in the comments, I'll give you guys these sketches to, use the outline. I have so many cuss words in my head right now, guys. Like, okay. It's gonna freeze up on me. You're just gonna watch me like cuss out things right now. Okay, it froze. I'm also having internet issues at the house. So anyway, coming up with a concept. So the first thing I do, so what I wanted to do this year is I wanted to do something big and huge because I haven't done a dye job in a long time. So I was like, I gotta like blow it away. So I went through and just looked up creative color, rainbow designs, patterns. I looked up the 70s, stuff like that. So you want to come up with an idea. And then it starts out with like, let me show you some pictures. I'm just going to keep going even though I cannot figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so that was the design I came up with. How I came up with this was I had this picture. So, and I combine those into them. Or you can free sketch. Like this is a sketch design I did for when I was doing the Harry Potter. This was the other side of the Harry Potter. That's the Krampus. So just being able to go in and use your Adobe Fresco and do these sketches. And I think you guys have all seen the dye jobs and how they started out. Like my pet cemetery, these are the references I used. So I go in, and basically you want to take a complex design like this is never going to fly on a dog. So you basically want to take this and sketch it into your Adobe Fresco as something that you can actually translate onto coat. Okay. I'm so sorry. This is so lame that I can't use my screen share. All right. So I'm going to try to show you guys how to do this. So on your Adobe, you're going to go to create new project. So we're going to create custom size, create document. Okay. So it goes to this screen. I'm going to also video this on my actual app and post so I can show you this without having to just show you another screen. Okay, so with this on there, there's an icon for a photo ad, which is right here. So we're going to go into my photos, not my camera. Photos. My internet is really slow. So I'm going to pick this guy. Ta-da. All right. So we got that guy. And then we're going to add a layer. Hit done. Add a layer. Photos. All right. So we added a layer. See how I have my design? So this design is crazy elaborate. So here. Everything is pissing me off right now. So basically, like, if I could get my computer to quit being a turd and not be a jerk, you expand the design to the dog. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to take only the parts that we can use of this. I am so mad at technology. I need more friends that know how to work on computers because I am not good at it. So I got about this much. So I'm going to save that. And go up here into your eraser icon. All right, guys. Like I said, I'm going to post a video that you guys can see where it's actually screen sharing and I'm not being a Nimrod. So this is the eraser app. And then I'm just going to erase off some of this. Capture the design that I want. And then basically from there, you can color in and expand your design from this detail. Now, this is basically, we can go from here and I can talk more. So this part of the design is the most complicated part. Notice how that's in the center of the dog. When you grab a picture, your most detailed area should be in the center of the dog. Why is that, you ask? Because you have the most area to work with. Also, this is the area that you can control the animal's movement. You do not want to put a lot of huge detail onto legs, areas around the head, because animals move, and that's going to mess up. So a design this complicated your most interesting point of your design should be in the center of your dog and to the hip. So my plan with this, and what I'll show you on the video that I'll make for you guys that I'll post on here, is I take this complicated part and then I expand with color into something more practical, which you can see on the other design, which I'm going to go to right now. All right. And like I said, I will get you guys a video on this. So this design shows you this. So if you go in on this kiddo, will you please stop being a pain in my ass? Oh my God. Urgh. Okay. Okay, we get it, Frisco. I understand. All right. So this is what I used in this project. And like I said, I'm going to give you a step-by-step video on how to use this app, but you guys want to download Adobe Fresco. If you guys don't have an iPad, you can do this stuff with color pencil, but it takes you forever. And what sucks about that is if your client does not like the design, you just spend a lot of work on it. This took me 15 minutes to do. So in the middle of the dog, I use the actual picture that I'm basing my product from. And then with my color sketching pencils, I ombre out. So this is easy stuff to do compared to this. So bulk of detail, and then I'm blurring it out to something that's more practical for the animal. You know, and this is on the tutorial on the 12th. we're going to really focus on teaching you guys how to do prominent detail work and how to make this pop and how to make your photos look like the detail you want on dogs. But yeah, all this stuff is more basic. So that is the process in which you want to do a dye. So I will put in the comments some sketch outlines of dogs for you and the app info that you need. And then I will also post a tutorial video from the actual app since I can't get the screen share thing to work. So if anybody has any questions about that, please let me know. Okay. So also I want to get into how to price and how to know how much money you are spending to create said design. So I did the math. So this dog that I'm going to be working on probably has about 2 inches of fur at the most. Not a lot of fur. I've taken him short so I can get detail. And if you have about 2 inches of fur by 24 inches, that's usually about 1 bottle of dye. So if you want to calculate into your dog, measure your dog from here to here and get the measurements and then calculate the fur, and then you can do the math. So if you have like, you know, the dog is 2 foot by like 3 foot, you can calculate that you're going to need at least, you know, 4 bottles of dye to contain that coat by the 2 inches. So that's something I'll also give you equations for. Like for example, this guy is a very big doodle. So he's going to be about 2 bottles of each of these colors to get this in with the 2 inches of coat. When you're looking at that, you want to, so you know your bottles of dye range anywhere from like 14 to 18, depending on what we're using, with tax, shipping. With your client, you want to make sure that they're covering that cost. So what I do with my client is I figure out how much this is going to cost for me to do the product as far as like, you know, the job with product. And then I charge the client the cost of what it costs me to buy this dye as a deposit. That way, if the person doesn't show up for this, guess who just got a bunch of dye? Me. And I didn't have to pay for it. That's your deposit fee. And then after that, you want to calculate in your work. And I tell everyone that you should have a good hourly rate for creative dyeing. With creative jobs, like I tell my girls at the shop, I'm like, you know, they don't charge as much as I do an hour because I'm really fast. If you're slower, then you want to give people a break or they're never going to buy stuff like this. So that's the other thing. And then just being able to know how to work with your product, like this is going to take, and we'll go over in the tutorial, but being able to blend. And like, I'm going to be doing some really cool fade outs. I'm, of course, probably going to break this down into something a little more simple, but, you know, I'm going to try to do some, like, oil spill-like techniques. So I've sent this to the client. They like it a lot, which is good, but I want to show you guys some of the, well, I will post it in the comments about what I'd like you guys to see what the sketch looked like to the dog, because I have some really good references to how I got those designs and how I came up with it. Oh, thanks for putting the app up there. I know there's not a lot of you on here. That's why I chose to do today as just a demo process, because I figured everybody's out camping or doing whatever. But those of you on here, if you have questions, I'm really sorry I can't do the screen saving thing, but I really want to give you guys like the tutorial and that in a link, because it's important for you guys to watch every step I do. I also want to point out, so I'm using an iPad 7th generation, and this is a 1st generation iPad Apple Pencil. Apple Pencil and iPad are crucial for this kind of work, and that's kind of like why you want this, so you can get in there and get that detail. I absolutely love these things because it makes my life easy. Just kind of can show you guys. So I'm going into the color sketching part, and I can take the pencil where that went into black. Oops. And just kind of start drawing into my design and add. And what's cool about this is you can start off with this color. And then you can go in and add more color on top of it. So you could just keep working, and if you don't like what you did, you can reverse back. But this is a wonderful way to kind of set up your ideas. I also have in my sketch, I have like, if we want to do, I hate technology. I'm actually good at this stuff, but not in a way that I can show you guys. It's just like in my own head. All right, so like I have like ones like this too, so we can get into heavy detail on the face. I have different haircuts, all kinds of stuff, but these are wonderful ways to sell yourself. You can also, like, sometimes I'll just draw out a design and I'll be like, hey, who wants this dye job? And that's what I did with this kiddo. I was like, who wants a Harry Potter? And I mean, that's one side of the dog. I don't know if you guys remember this tutorial. I never got to finish it because the dog wasn't doing well, which is one thing I also want to discuss with you guys, because I have seen some people push dogs to the limits, and you shouldn't do that. The first thing about creative grooming is that this should be fun. It should be painless, and it should be stress-free for your animal. So if you notice your animal is getting weak or getting tired, then you need to, you know, give them a break and not do something so detailed. Now, the only reason I booked a design on a dog that was this elaborate is because I knew the dog was good. These dogs were good and they could sit still. This is, I don't know if you guys remember my zombie dog. That was a design concept for him. It's fun. Like, I got some pit bull ones that I can show you the pictures. This was a little Frenchy dude that I did. So it's fun stuff. Does anybody have any questions? I'm happy to give you guys these stencil sketches so you can start, and all the apps that you want to use. Here's like some references I used for my Krampus, whatever. That's like my pet cemetery. I use this kid on one side. Technology is our friend, but not for me today. Does anyone have any questions about what we've gone over so far, or anything I can help you understand as far as this process and how I get to it? Please let me know. I know there's only like 6 of you. Freaking holidays. So these are some of the fun designs that I found when I was just searching for cool, unique rainbow designs. I'm going to show you guys because I didn't use all of them. So maybe you guys want to use this because it is Pride Month coming up and there's a contest. So these are some fun things that you could create. Like, I really love this one, but that will be longer than what I can do in a demo. So there's some fun, crazy, unique ideas. And I guess the main focus of this class is I want you guys to be able to grab the app that I have, and I want you to be able to take a design like this and make something fluid that you can create on a dog that will look good. So, like, that's why this one, I really cannot stress enough that if you have this much detail in one part of your dog, all of this is going to read beautiful. But nobody's going to do all this all over an entire dog. I mean, unless you're insane. But I want you guys to try these apps and start creating designs and having fun, and just being able to see and vision what you're going to create really makes you excited about the dye job. Like, this is going to be so fun. How long does this design take you to do start to finish? Example, Hogwarts design. Hi, Krista. Okay, so the Hogwarts design. So how I usually work it out with dogs, when dogs are getting a creative process like this, it can be a pretty involved day. I tell the owner to drop off early, and I keep the dog for the day. Not because I'm working on them the entire time, but because I'm giving them a break, letting them be dogs, taking them for a walk, letting them eat. So I will usually do, depending on the dog, like if they're a really good dog, I'll do like 2 to 3 hour sessions, split it up. So a design like the Hogwarts, I almost had that design done in 2-3 hour sessions. So it takes me about, I'd say 6 hours to that, because that one is with the Hogwarts. This is a little faster because I'm not doing outline work. With Hogwarts, you know, it starts off as like outline designs. And then we go into, so let's get to this. When I did this, it starts off, the first thing I do is draw out the outlines, then I color it in. So that takes a little bit longer. So I would say for the Hogwarts, it took about 6 hours. This guy's probably not going to take as long, because I'll tell you right now that the bulk of the work is going to be this center part. And once I do that, I'm just going to be spreading color out and ombreing. So that answers that question. So I got some really cool like sketches I put together for you guys with different cuts, different guys. So you guys can kind of use those. I like this one is the one I use when I'm doing my dark dogs. So I can kind of utilize their dark colors and what I'm going to lift and what I'm not. Yeah. I think that's about it that I can really tell you guys without screen sharing. So I will have that app and everything available for you, and I will show you a step-by-step process on how to do this guy. So that would be Adobe Fresco. There's several other apps, but I find that the Adobe Fresco is just easier for beginners. The other thing, if you guys aren't tech savvy, that you can do is you can take the designs that I give you, these little guys, the simple poodle outlines. Let's see, where the heck did you go? You can take these guys and then just cut them out. Take a regular sheet of paper, cut them out, and then you can place it over pictures. Like while you're searching the internet, you can just have this as a template. So that's another option. Yeah. So basically that is it, guys. As far as what I can tell you for process, like I said, I will have more videos for you. I'm looking forward to being able to do this design work with you live. I hope everybody's having a good holiday. I have great hair right now. Yeah. So yeah, like I'm here for questions. I wanted to do something super big and creative this year because I've been really busy with my band and I haven't done a lot of dye jobs in the last 2 years. So I want to do something crazy cool for you guys. Looking forward to having way more tutorials and seminar work. You know, we've got Alyssa Kasiba coming in to do some fun stuff with us and like all kinds of great things happening with OPAWZ. So I am real excited for what's coming. I'm getting a white standard poodle. So, haha, I don't have to wait for people to give me a canvas. What dyes will I use? I'm going to be using permanent. I don't really... The semi is fun. The semi-permanent, like, I like the permanent colors. Like, if people are going to get dye work, I'm like, you're just stuck with it. It's going to be there permanently. The semi colors are great for like when you're working with cats and animals that have issues with castor oil. But as far as like color work, I really love the strong prominent pigment of the permanent colors. And I just find that they blend well. So I'm going to be using permanent. And yeah, I did about... And like I said, my guy, I don't know if you guys remember the picture of the zombie poodle that I did, but... Holy, because he's a lot of work. He takes a lot of dye. So he's going to be about 2 of each of those colors. So I'll also put in the math for you guys. So remember, about 24 inches of coat, that's 2 inches, is about a bottle of dye. So if you're measuring out your dog, just kind of base that out. Like measure 24 inches and see the length of the coat. And that's usually about how much spread of a dye. So it's like 24 by 24. So about this much is a bottle dye. So that kind of is I have like a weird calculation to help me know what I'm doing as far as dye work and how much I need. This is I'm going to be done. I'm doing his coat on short hair because it's hot. He likes to be short. He comes in every 3 to 4 weeks, so I just keep touching up the dye, and it makes it more fun because it becomes a different design. But he came in a week ago and we clipped him down in a 7. He's not going to be doing it till the 12th, so he'll have some hair. But like I said, when you're doing a really close design, it's better to have short hair. If we're doing ombre and, you know, not complicated patterns, long is okay. But I definitely want short for that. Oh, thanks. I'm going to give you guys, I'm glad you like the calculation. My brain is fried this week, guys. I'm going to try to get all this together so you guys have a good reference. But I want you guys to have a good kit to work with, and I'm going to get you all these stencils, show you how they turned out. I can probably show you some of them on here. I'll post it in the comments. I'm not going to make you guys wait for my technical stuff. What state are you located in? Is dye popular or controversial where you are? Oh, thanks. I am in Seattle, Washington. It is, I would like it to be more popular. It is controversial everywhere, but I believe in, you know, Seattle's such a liberal kind of state that it's not as much of an issue. I like to give my clients a little brochure that explains the dye job process, like a little piece of paper that they can print out and they can hand when they're walking their dog that says, this isn't cruel, this is actually this, and da-da-da, so they don't get harassed by constant questions. That's something you can do. As far as like getting people to want dye jobs in your state, the best way to do it, unfortunately, is to get people in and just offer free or cheap services to get a portfolio built. I love the model dogs. If you buy a model dog from OPAWZ and you dye it and put it on your front desk, people will see it and they'll be interested and be like, this is available. Put a little sign that says this is available for your dog. You know, and that will get into different coats of dogs, different colors. There's so many things to learn. I know I'm excited to say OPAWZ is working on tutorials to teach people the beginning steps of learning how to do creative and working through that into more advanced sets. But I definitely am a big stickler on how to promote your product, how to price it correctly, and how to get clients in. And that's what I would say. I'm not sure where you're from, Jesse. Is it Jesse? I'm sorry, my phone is very small. But most states are going to be controversial as far as, but knowing your product and being able to explain that it's not cruel is the best way to do that. Okay, is there any other questions that I can answer before we sign off here? I wanted to show you guys more stuff, but that's going to have to be in the videos that I post after. Okay. Well, once again, you guys will be in the comments. We'll have the stencils for you guys. I will post a video on how to do these kind of designs, concepts for your clients. And I do suggest that you guys get yourself an iPad and an Apple Pencil to start working these out. Because even if you're just doing these for fun, you could be posting this kind of stuff online and being like, who would like their dog done like this? See me about prices. Okay, guys, so I will be doing this dye job. I will be doing this dye job on the 12th. So if you guys tune in, I think we have it at 11 my time. What would that be, 2 Central? You guys can watch the process. We're going to start. He is a tan dog, so we're not doing any lift work with color lift. It's just going to go straight on. So we're going to go right into it. And in the meantime, if you guys have any questions beforehand, I'm happy to answer them. All right. That's it. And last chance for questions, guys. Are we going to stare at each other? Okay, well, if you guys have any questions about this weird tutorial where I couldn't get the screen saving app to work, let me know, but I will break this down into something easier for you guys to watch into the comments. I hope everybody has a happy Memorial Day. I look forward to doing stuff this year with you guys, and I am always here to answer any questions, or if you guys want to run concepts by me, I am happy to help out. I want to see the world in color. It makes everybody happy. It brings passion back into the world. You guys are the cream of the crop as far as that goes. So never stop being creative, never stop loving what you're doing, and never stop asking questions, because that's how we get better at what we're doing. All right, I'm going to sign off because I literally have nothing else to do, and I need to make these videos for you guys. And I will start adding comments. Please ask me any questions I can help with, and I will see you guys on June 12th. Bye-bye.